I should be able to increase your productivity by about 100% in the next 2 hours with some new brain-based learning strategies for business. It started in Brooklyn. I live in Texas, but listening to me, you probably realize I'm not a native Texan. And I grew up in an area with lots of gangs. If you ever saw the movie Goodfellas, the gangster movie, they went to school with me. But I found one safe place, the library. Gang kids treat libraries like vampires treat churches. So books were safe, so I read a lot. And I started very young. I lectured on astronomy when I was 7. I got interested in relativity theory when I was 8. Started studying mythology when I was 7. By the time I was in 6th grade, I had college reading. And that's what I realized. They don't teach learning in school. They tell you what to learn, why to learn, and what will happen when you don't learn. But they don't tell you why. You could turn the radio on and play a song for 5 minutes and sing it for the rest of your life with no effort. Then you read a book that actually matters for you and your business, and the next day you can't remember the name of the book and who wrote it, let alone what was in the book. And I said, there has to be a way to learn things that matter the way we learn those songs. And there was, and I figured it out, and I went from 3,000 to 25,000 words a minute. I did 6 science courses at the same time. And to make it interesting, I had 3 jobs. I worked 18 hours a week with 6 science courses. I don't recommend it. The problem is information overload. Did you know more is printed in a week than in all human history through the year 1800? That's an actual number. That's a lot of information. So my goal was to find a system to take all the data that's flowing around you that has so much value to what you do each day and make it easier for your mind to absorb it and use it, not just read it, but understand and connect the dots to solve problems with it. It's not about reading. I don't care about reading. I care about knowing things I need to know. And reading happens to be one of the fastest ways to learn things you need to know. That's what it's really about. So why do we read so slowly? If you could look inside your head when you were reading, there's a little person talking to us inside our head. And this little person's in the back of your head. And when you're reading a book, the little person looks at the book through your eyes, sees the book, and reads it aloud, 1 word at a time. So our speed's limited to how fast this little person can read 1 word at a time. That's why we read so slowly, because we're using our eyes to hear a book, which makes no sense at all. Vision is analog. You take in all the data in this room instantly. You look around, you see all the people, you see what they're wearing, you see the floor, you see the ceiling, you see everything instantly. Imagine if you were unable to see and someone had to describe everything you were seeing verbally. It would take days. So the strategy is simple. We teach this little person that's talking in back of your head to stop hearing information and start seeing more of a movie.